Hey everybody, this is Heather Aquistapachi, author of The Day the Devil Smiled and the Hearts of Glass series, and today is writing tip number 1. So through the years of book signings and just talking with people about writing, I found that a majority of people just enjoy to write as well, and it was really surprising to me. And so they have like a moment of inspiration, and they write it and they keep going, and then life happens, and then they write when they have a time or when they remember to, and then a few years goes by and they don't remember what the characters are anymore. And it just breaks my heart because writing is so important to me, and stories are so important as well, that if so many people are creating stories and not sharing them with the world so that they can be admired and just help people's perspective on life, and it just makes me sad. And it, for lack of better words, it's the writers hoarding their stories that they've made. And so my tip today is how to not get distracted from your original inspiration, how to keep pursuing the story and keep writing. So you need to know 2 things to achieve that. First of all is to be reassured that it's okay if you hit writer's block and or even lose interest in what you're writing about. When I started writing, pursuing writing, it was in high school, and I thought I was the lamest, most amateur writer ever when I just was like sick of my characters and annoyed with them. And I had stuff to deal with my own life. I didn't want to deal with their problems at that moment. And you know, it would have been helpful if someone was like, no, it's okay. It comes and goes. With losing interest, you get interest again. It's just emotions, you know, they come and go. You know how it is, up and down, roller coaster ride. And so what you need to do to stay interested and avoid writer's block is to keep your inspiration in mind all the time. And that's the second tip, is how to do that. I need you to remember that moment you were inspired. Was it a song or a picture? Was it another author's story? Was it a moment in your life that was so thrilling that you had to just put it down on paper and express yourself in that way? Are you thinking of it? Thought of it? Right? You got it? Okay. So take that moment and you need to make a physical representation of it and have it in front of you all the time. Well, what's that look like, Heather? Well, for me, I'm inspired by libraries with the plethora of books and the authors all around and all the hours and hours of work to make each individual book, and the empty spaces on the shelves. I'm like, that's for me. That's where I need to be. And I have a little library in my house that's in a very high trafficked area that I can see from almost anywhere in the house, so that I can keep being inspired. I'm inspired by Tolkien's writing and C.S. Lewis writing, so I have their books on a shelf that I can see very clearly. I'm inspired by because I'm a fantasy author, I'm inspired by fantasy art and just high impact music that reminds me of quests and adventures and knights and magic and all that type of things that I incorporate into my story. Those things inspire me, so I listen to that music. I look at those pictures. I see my library and think, I need to write because there's a space on the shelf for me. So that's what works for me. You need to find what works for you, because we're humans. We'll forget what we were inspired by. We got to keep it right there so we don't forget. And we can keep pursuing, and we can finish what we started, because a half-written book is just a half-finished project. And I know that the ending is wonderful, and I know you're writing something grand, and you need to keep going. You can do it, okay? So remember your inspiration and choose to remember it and keep it in front of you all the time. All right, thank you guys. This is Heather Aquistapachi. You can check out more of my stuff on the link below, and be sure to like, share, and comment. Happy writing!